We are the Mason Crosby Show, presented by Verizon. And Mason, I'm going to turn it over to you, my friend. Who do we have with us?
Well, yes, honor joining the show. We have Lucas Havrisik, the kicker for the last 2 weeks for the Green Bay Packers, stepping in, doing an awesome job. Lucas, are you there? I appreciate you jumping on.
Yes, sir. I'm here. How y'all doing?
Doing great. Well, I hope that the Green Bay Packers will give you a game ball with, the printed franchise record, new franchise record holder, 61-yard field goal. I have a ball here that has the old record on it, but, I think that one I'm just going to go play in the yard with the kids, throw it around a little bit. But walk us through that play in that moment. 7 seconds left. Packers have the ball on offense. Get it to a spot where you get a chance to kick that kick. Just walk us through that moment and how special that was for you.
Yeah. So, I saw we had 7 seconds and one timeout, and I was like, shoot, we might have an opportunity here. And you always got to be obviously situationally aware, and got one kick into the net, and I was trying to get a second kick, and then they called a timeout because the play had happened already. I was like, oh, we're about to be up. And then Dan was like, come on, let's go. And I was like, oh, shoot, we're going. And then I got up, and I didn't really know. I saw the half line because of the logo. So I was like, all right, 61 or 60 plus. And then, just got into my routine, chose a line. Luckily, it was indoors, so it was a little easier. And then Matt and Dan did a great job. And, hit a really good ball. So I'm just thankful went in.
Heck yeah, man. It's never easy on kickers, even whenever you're just in one place for a while. But, you've had a journey, and, you've stepped in here these last 2 weeks. You've come into Green Bay, done an excellent job. They've leaned on you quite a bit here in these first 2 games. Just tell us about your kicking journey and how it's led you to this point, and kind of that mindset of just resetting, refocus, like what you said when you ran out there for that kick. You were in your process, and then it's like, all right, it's time to go. Let's get this thing going. Just walk everybody through what that's like coming into a situation like this, going out, and the expectation to go and perform.
Yeah, it's been nuts. And, I had heard from a couple guys how it is, with the NFL journey, and there's only one guy per team and all these things. And the guys that are in are amazing, obviously. And the guys that are trying to get in, it's really hard. But when you get your opportunities, you got to make the most out of them. So, I had an opportunity with the Rams in 23, didn't work out. And there was a hard time after that. It hit me hard. And I was like, it just made me look at a lot of things different. Like, what could I have done better? How can I learn from this? All these things. And then, 24 last year, had a couple workouts, did well at pretty much all of them. And then was with the Bills 3 weeks. And then they got cut because they didn't have roster spots. And then didn't get a futures contract. So I did the UFL. The UFL did well. And then, coming up on 2025 season for the NFL, had 3 workouts this year, Giants, Indy, and then Packers. And it was crazy because I worked out for Indy on Tuesday and then the Packers on Thursday. I think that's right, or maybe Friday. So that same week I had 2 NFL workouts, and they kind of told me the situation and everything. I was like, okay, cool, be ready. So overall, I've grown a lot, which is how to control the emotions and all the stress and pressure. It's like all that stuff's going to be there 1,000%. You just got to learn how to manage it and use it to your advantage the best way possible if you can. So, it's been a crazy journey. Was there another question I missed?
No, that was awesome. Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah, we got Lucas Havrisik, the new record holder for the longest field goal in Packers history, talking to the old record holder, the old man record holder, the old has-been,
old
but
gray beard.
But I feel like what you're talking about, it's almost like not to compare what we do to any kind of military, but it's like you have a go bag. Like in this situation, you're just like, all right, if I get that call, I'm ready to go. Like you said, worked out on Tuesday at Indianapolis, worked out on Thursday for the Packers, got signed and played in the game. I mean, it's fast and furious. And now the expectations in the NFL for kickers is higher than it's ever been. I mean, that 61-yarder, you hit that amazing, but now that expectation is that ball needs to go in. So how do you just tell everyone listening, like, how do you clear your mind? How do you focus in on just being in that moment and executing the task at hand?
Yeah, I mean, it happens fast, and you just gotta have your mind really focused. And I think I struggled honestly with focus at a younger career in college, especially like just worried about things that didn't help me make my kick.
Yeah.
So in my process from preparation, I'm like, what can I do to help me make my kick? Like being present, whatever, like just focusing on the task. You're kicking the ball through an upright. Like that's as simple as it is. And you got to just, try to numb everything around you and just really focus on what you're doing. So all the process and routine though, for me has helped a lot with the, going about it. Cause I honestly didn't have great warm-ups. Like, to be honest, it was pretty rough. And
sometimes those are the best days, man.
Oh yeah. So I was texting Matt Gay after the game. We were talking about it. He's like, yeah, man, I think he had maybe maybe in one of the Super Bowl games he played, he had a bad warm up, I think, but ended up having a good game. So it's like, you always have to have this ultimate confidence, no matter what happens, like no matter what circumstance, even if you miss or make a kick in a game, like let's say you miss one, like next kick, and like you stick to the same process and do whatever you got to do to make the kick. So it's a crazy position, as you know, you did it so long and at such an elite level.
True.
And it's amazing, but it's just such an interesting position. So I've learned a lot over the years and still trying to learn. So
Lucas Havrisik joining us here on the guest hotline powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. Lucas, you mentioned the UFL last year. You weren't just in the UFL, you led the league in field goals made for the Arlington Renegades. And I just wonder if you could share with us a little bit of like what that experience was playing in the UFL, learning there and working toward the goal of getting back to the NFL while spending the season in the UFL.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It was actually a lot of fun. I was honestly pretty timid to do it because I just wanted to be in the NFL, and like I knew this was good for film maybe or whatever, could hopefully help me get back. And you see guys like Aubrey, Jake Bates, Andre Schmidt, the guy in Cleveland. It's given a lot of opportunities to kickers, So I went in and, I had some frustrations with things, but I was like, you just got to make your kicks. And I did have a lot of fun. And then some crazy stuff, though, like you share flights with the other team, going to away games. Like that was crazy. But it was cool because you see guys really like trying to work their way back up. And some guys obviously were in the league. And it just gave me a different perspective, especially like when you're in the league, what you have, and like you got to do what you got to do to keep your job. So it was a good perspective shift for me, just seeing like, I don't know, from a different side of like pro sports, I guess, or semi-pro sports, whatever you want to say. But yeah, it was awesome. I learned a lot there. Just had a lot of fun, and yeah, it was crazy as well.
Lucas, you've been, you've been on a few teams. You've kind of, made a journey around. Like, compare some of those other spots and like what now being in Green Bay for 2 weeks, well, not even 2 weeks, 10 days or so. What your feel is and like what that locker room, what the culture. Do you get a unique feel from being in that Green Bay locker room versus some of the other spots you've been?
Yeah, I think it's really important to have that culture in the locker room and have good team chemistry. I definitely think they're pretty good at that here. Guys welcome in pretty well, and some guys still don't know a name, but that's just normal. Like I don't know half the guys' names still too, and it's pretty funny. But yeah, I think it's super important to have that culture, and Green Bay is amazing. The fan base, the people, the team, the coaches, the staff, everyone's just amazing. So I'm just super thankful to be here.
I think Tommy, you got a question for Lucas?
Yeah, it is the Lucas Havrisik. Sorry, it's the Mason Crosby show. We are presented by Verizon, official 5G network of the Green Bay Packers. Lucas, you kind of went semi-viral with your comments of that you were going to be a substitute teacher if kicking didn't work out here. I wanted to know if these last 2 weeks you have ripped up your substitute teacher license and you're ready to just take this full force now into your performance here. You know that there's a guy in Green Bay who they plan to have kick, but you can have some sort of vibe that your journey doesn't seem to be over as an NFL kicker now.
Yeah, that's so funny. I think that was taken a little out of context. But
They always are, buddy. They always are.
Oh man, I finally experienced it. But yeah, rookie year was only with the Colts for a week. And then, you know, I didn't have a lot of money, so I ended up getting 2 jobs. I was like this coach for after school programs and a substitute teacher. So I had done it in 22, 23. I was with teams the whole year. 24, moved back to Tucson to train. I was kind of everywhere, but I moved back to Tucson to train at my school, U of A. And then I was like, dude, I need a job because it's just so boring, like being a free agent. Like I had too much time to think. So like any work for me would have been good. And like, I don't think it'd be a career path for me into teaching. Love these kids, but like, it was a good perspective for me being with the kids and just trying to, you know, be a light in their day or whatever. Cause you know how it is in school. I mean, I didn't like school all that much, to be honest, but when you had a substitute teacher, it was great. So, you know, I was just trying to be a fun teacher with them and told them, you know, I used to play with this team and that team. They're like, no, you didn't. I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. And then
I know you're right.
So good.
So, yeah. And then beginning of this year in Tucson, I was still subbing in 2025 and then had to go to UFL. And I didn't know I was going to play in the UFL till January. So I think early January, I decided to do UFL, but I was still teaching just to like do something because I had way too much free time. And yeah, it was fun and just to get me on a little more schedule routine because just having that much free time's not fun. And so just to do that, literally to stay busy. So
Yeah.
in a nutshell, yeah, like in Cleveland, I mean, I ain't want to substitute teach, but like I'll do it just to be busy, you know? So yeah.
And then one more, is this the longest kick of your whole career, right? Did you do anything like this in high school, Lucas?
Yeah, this is my longest kick. In college, I hit a 57-yarder twice and had the record. And then Tyler Luke, the Ravens kicker now, he broke it with, I think, a 61 last year. So I was like, dang, tragic.
Do you know
another record.
Do you know your longest kick at sea level, though? That one was at 1,100 feet elevation. And I was wondering if you've known your longest kick you ever had at sea level, Lucas. Do you know that off the top of your head?
Don't play into this, Lucas. They're trying to troll me a little bit.
Just wondering. Have you ever kicked in Miami? What's the longest kick you have in Miami, Lucas?
Not a 58-yarder.
Never kicked in Miami. Never kicked in Miami.
All right. Just wanted to see if
Not
every
yet.
kicker knows their longest kick at sea level or not. All right, that's all I have.
Well, Lucas, really appreciate you jumping on, giving us a few minutes. You know, I wanted to have you on and formally just say congratulations. You know, it's an awesome moment. Kicking in the NFL, kicking in any form or fashion is not easy. Underappreciated at times. My good buddy is Andrew Brandt, and he always talks about kickers are like lawyers. You never like them or want one until you really need a good one. So I really appreciate you stepping up, doing your job, doing it at a high level. And hey, you pushed me down. Like I had all these. My name was on that record thing, and now you'll be just right there, capping the top, and I'll just be looking up to you. But congratulations, bud, and enjoy this journey. It's a special time, and you know, whatever happens, you know, if there are teams that might need some guys. You know, if McManus is coming back into the fold and is feeling healthy, let's stay fresh and ready. And good luck with all the future endeavors, bud.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
That is Lucas Havrisik, current Green Bay Packer, the new record holder for the longest single field goal in Green Bay Packers history. Mason Crosby had it at 58. It is now Lucas Havrisik at 61. And I think he does have a future. Like I think we can acknowledge it might not be with the Green Bay Packers. But the way he kicked the past couple of weeks, he is absolutely going to get opportunities. I mean, if I'm the New York Giants,
New York Giants should be calling.
I literally would call the Packers right now and offer a 7th rounder because you don't want to let this kid get to waivers. Somebody's going to scoop him up before the Giants get him, and the Giants need a kicker.
Yeah, this is like what Ryan Longwell feels like, Mason, by the way, too. And you're talking about all the records and then like just getting pushed down. Like this is how Ryan Longwell feels when he talks about his kicking journey.
And again, that's why I'm doing it how I'm doing it, because Ryan Longwell taught me like really, you know, how to pass that on with class, right? And like gracefully, because it's an amazing thing to be able to play this game and to play it as long as Ryan and I did. Somebody's going to step in and like break one of your records or do something that you never got to do. So it's just an awesome opportunity to take the time and just say like, hey, that was sweet. I mean, kicking a 61-yarder is awesome in any form or fashion. And I just wish Lucas all the best. If I'm the Giants, and if he's on, and Lucas is on practice squad, so the Giants could try to pluck him off practice squad, and the Packers, if McManus isn't fully cleared yet, they're going to have to make a decision potentially, on how they either block and protect him on the practice squad, or they might have to bump him up to the active roster if they're not ready to let him go yet. So he's in a really good spot. He's done a great job for these first 2 weeks, and it's wild. I saw the list of kickers since I've been there, and then like all of a sudden now they have 2 on the roster that can play in the NFL. So they didn't get it right for a couple of years, but now they have kickers of plenty there in Green Bay.
That's the Packers way, right? Like just for all those years, like can't figure out the kicking situation, and now it's like, oh, now we have too many. Like what are we doing here? Like that's exactly the first thought that popped into my head after you drill 161 yards, under that moment too. Like that's where my brain went, Mitch.
Well, Lucas also sounds like a great kid.
Oh, yeah.
Like good head on his shoulders. I love that he was sitting around bored and he's like, I got to do something. And then making fun of the kids or the kids making fun of him. That was great.
This is like
I'm still a better golfer than he is. We played golf out in LA.
All right, we're gonna we'll get him on again.
We'll get him on. No,
we'll have to talk golf.
That's the funny part about this whole thing is now like people in the NFL are my age and you guys are old now, and to hear him talk how I would talk with my friends just blows my mind after as well. Tragic is such a Gen Z word. It is. This is like, oh, that was tragic. Like that's exactly how how we would talk. Yeah.
Good for him. Good for him. And fun to catch up. And I never get tired, Tommy, of kicker moments on this show. It's like Mason, you could get any kicker on, and I would be enthralled by the conversation because the different nuances and the different things that you guys talk about that I have no idea about and wouldn't even think to ask. And it's like, you guys just make it interesting. And it's like, I think that's I don't mean to pay you a compliment because I never would, obviously.
I didn't, I wasn't listening because compliments are so foreign to me.
Exactly. But the way you connect with, a young kicker here, and we've had, retired kickers and current kickers, and the conversations always can't miss, because of your experience.
Well, it's a mindset
because what you bring to it.
Like he said, he was like, I was trying to get a second kick in on the sideline, but everything was happening so fast. I called timeout. It was 30-second timeout. It was quick right before half. And it's just all right, it's time to roll. I know how many times that has happened, right? Where it's just all right, yeah, would I have liked another one? But sometimes that's the best situation. And I think that's probably where it worked out for him. He goes, hits another one in the net. If it didn't feel perfect, then you're going onto the field all right, now I got to do something on the 61-yarder. But he didn't have time to think. He went out there, rolled out, and did a great job and made the kick. So,
Are kickers the second most mentally strong or the most mentally strong player on the field?
Ooh.
I think as far as having to stay locked in mentally, the whole game without as many reps, I would say we're one of the top mentally.
It's either you or
strong
quarterbacks,
teams.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
quarterbacks though get a rhythm and get some different things but they are savvy in the mental side of things. So quarterbacks and kickers definitely the most mentally strong positions on the football field.
All right.
He's Mason Crosby. He's Tommy Wirtz. Again, our thanks to Lucas Havrisik for joining the show. He was on the guest hotline. Powered by Gruber Law, one call. That's all. When we come back, Mason's Extra Points. There's a lot going on tonight that we got to look forward to and pay attention to, and we will capture that all when we come back as part of Mason's Extra Points. Mason, you ready?
I'm ready. Yep. Let's just have a little weekend rundown.
Let's do this. This is the Mason Crosby Show presented by Verizon.